Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Madisonville Marine. Right now through Wednesday, time is running out. You can get a 75 horsepower and up 4-stroke motor with a free 3-year extended warranty for a total of 6 years warranty on that thing. If you're looking for a boat, if you're looking for a motor, Madisonville Marine is the place to turn. Get down there and check them out on Highway 411 North in Madisonville. Check this guy out, the next member of our panel, I almost said former Vol, VFL quarterback Sterling Hinton. Thanks for joining us. All right. Two things very clear off the top. In this offense, you obviously need a dual threat quarterback. We know that. But I think this offense could move effectively even with Dobbs not running. I think if you've got a good enough passer, you can make it work, because one of the things that's been stalling Tennessee all year is guys starting to put 8 men in the box. How do you get them out of that? Complete passes over the top. I think if you had Casey Clausen, slow-footed Casey Clausen at quarterback yesterday, making some of the throws we're about to show you, you still blow out North Texas. We'll talk to Sterling about this in a second, but take a look just at how inaccurate Dobbs was getting. This is first quarter. You get the ball at their 30. It's 4 yards. It bounces 4 yards. He's rolling around on this play. Bounces 4 yards in front of Johnson. The next one, it's 2 plays later, he overthrows Ethan Wolf. That's not a small guy that's leaping as high as he can. That was about a 10-yard pass. The next one, Josh Smith, that's down there near the goal line. Had him. Overthrew him. And that's a tough throw. I understand that. But that one's overthrown. The next one, Juwan Jennings. They're throwing across the middle. He leads him too much inside. Can't get the pass. The next one, almost picked over there on the end by the DB who kind of jumped the route. You come back a couple of throws later. He goes deep into that same corner. This time, instead of overthrowing, it's 5 yards short. The man was covered, first of all, and the front guy there, it's a blur, the first guy is actually picking that ball off, the guy at the right part of your screen. That's where he's making the interception, and you can see Tennessee's receiver is 5 yards behind it. You go forward, and you got probably miscommunication here. He threw outside, Malone went inside. But the gist is, I don't want to beat up Josh Dobbs, but he's just not consistently accurate. And it's not like what's the line in the Patriot? Aim small, miss small? He doesn't miss small. He misses big. You're talking about plays that were inside the 30. You're talking about plays that could have gone for touchdowns. You're talking about plays that would have been first downs. In my view, you could have still had that offense humming yesterday if he's throwing the ball accurately, even with him just running it 4 times. Also, for those who are saying, well, DeBoard called it a crummy game yesterday. How crummy would that game have looked if if half of those passes are completed? Now, that's a tough position to play, Sterling, and I understand that. Yes. We're not sitting here. We did last year. Sorry, Jacob. We did last year. We don't sit here and say, well, the right guard there really blew by.
Or the right tackle last year.
Yeah, the right tackle, yeah. But the quarterback that's the kind of position where you can look at it and say, yeah, that's wildly short. Next one's wildly high. Talk to me about Josh Dobbs and his accuracy issues.
Yesterday was a challenging day for our quarterback throwing the ball. He's a much better passer than what he displayed yesterday. I've seen him throw the ball, and if that ball comes out of there, nice. I was concerned that maybe it was some moisture on it. I didn't know. I wasn't out there. But some of those passes, you would think it was some moisture on the ball. But he did quarterback the team down the field, and when we were humming, we were humming. A lot of things, more than just throwing the ball in the game comes with playing quarterback. He's the first guy finishing every sprint. He's running extra in practice. He's doing extra in the weight room. He's definitely a leader of this team. Yeah. Yesterday was not a stellar Dobbs performance, but we got the win.
But here's the thing about Dobbs, and you're right, got the win. That's the key. And he is a team leader. That's one for the folks out there who are saying put Dormady in. One, you haven't seen enough of Dormady to say that. Jacob laughing because he knows that's right. Also, you don't just yank the team leader who started 20 games now and say, now you're going to the bench, we're putting this guy in. He brings things to the table that you don't see.
Absolutely.
That said, I think you can go back. We've talked about this team not making adjustments at halftime. They have run, we did the numbers this week on SportsSource.tv. In the first quarter and second quarter of games this year, they've averaged more than 5 yards per carry. Third quarter and fourth quarter, less than 4 yards per carry. I think part of that is second half, teams adjust. They throw all these guys into the box or they do the run blitzes. Dobbs isn't making them pay for it over the top. Do you buy that? You think that's part of the reason this team stalls out?
Yeah, I do. I think that is part of it. And I don't think they throw over the middle that much, in my opinion, because I don't think they trust him over the middle. If you're not consistently accurate, you're not going to throw it over the middle as much, because if you underthrow it, it could be picked. If you overthrow it, it could be picked by either a linebacker or safety. And I think that's one reason Tennessee is not going over the middle of the field as much as I think it could or should.
Tell you what, can I go to your point a little bit about Dobbs' running in this style of offense? You and I talked about it last night. I went out and looked up just different stats on different teams that run this style of offense, not necessarily the exact same thing. And you're right. He doesn't have to run to make it work.
Makes it better if he does.
But you've either got to be able to run or you've got to be able to throw. When he can't do either one, I mean, this style of offense is terrible for if you've got a quarterback. My foot's hurt. I can't run. I'm inaccurate. I can't throw. That makes this style of offense even worse. But he could not run for a yard, and this offense will still work.
If he's accurate.
If he's accurate.
Well,
if you put Tom Brady back there,
against
An
lesser
accurate-
defenses,
I
I
think-
think against good defenses they would really struggle with that. I do.
there's no question running the ball helps. I just think a lot of these times we're looking at it and we're saying, well, the play calls are why they're not adjusting. I think they're kind of handicapped because, one, they can't throw over the middle, and two, he's just not making teams back off. Jacob, go ahead.
I just want to say the flip side of that is you could have a quarterback who can't throw, even more so than Dobbs, and this offense still be successful.
Yes.
And about yesterday's game, this wasn't a game that you needed Josh Dobbs to throw for 200 and run for 100.
Right.
It was a game where you needed Josh Dobbs to be the leader of the team, keep everybody focused, and get us the W and have nobody hurt. So that's why we ran him 4 times. Everybody knows, his foot's sore. Why run a guy who's got an injury? But like you said, if he threw the ball more accurately, yeah, we would have won, 42-0 instead of 24-0.
This offense, this may be oversimplifying things. Quarterback's always incredibly important. We know that. But there are
Yes.
other offenses where the quarterback is not great, but you've still got a tremendous running game. In this offense, and everybody in the country, they're going to it. Just how did Florida look once Tebow got out of there? That offense went south. How's Texas A&M looked after Manziel? How has, and that's not the same offense as Tennessee exactly, but it is a spread, and they do have option elements. Gus Malzahn, not thrilling people this year with the quarterback issue. Is this offense? If you have a bad quarterback, I think you pay more in this offense than any other. I think
I agree.
quarterback's more important in this type system than in a lot of other systems.
See, Alabama's system, you minimize how great the quarterback has to be.
Yeah.
He needs to be a good game manager and make plays for you from time to time. But in this offense, your quarterback has to be a stud for you to win at a high level. Oh, you can go 500 with an average quarterback, but if you want to win at a high level, you got to have a really good quarterback that can do both. And even when they lost Cam Newton, Nick Marshall was not a great college quarterback, but he was an effective runner and he did a good job, and they played for a national championship because of that.
But you look across the board, everybody's gone to this offense, and it's the idea is you can just put the great athlete back there, and that sounds good. But so many teams are running it right now, and there aren't that many tremendous, terrific quarterbacks. To me, you are setting yourself up to where you better dadgum have a productive guy, whether he's running, whether he's throwing. Hopefully, if you're lucky, you get a guy who can do both. And Dobbs has at times.
And we got a guy who can do both. We got a guy who can be productive. We got that. Yesterday was a different day for him.
Do we have that when his foot is hurt? Because I don't think he's an accurate passer ever.
I tell you what, time will tell, and I believe he's going to get back to that dominant performance he had, those 200 and 100 yards rushing. And the words of Bruno Mars, don't believe me, just watch. Come on. I'm telling you, baby, Josh Dobbs is all right. He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right.
We'll be talking later in this show as to whether or not he's going to be able to do that against Missouri. We'll see how quickly that foot heals and if he can do it against Missouri. Thank you, Bruno. When we come back on the Jones, we're going to play Fame or Blame. We do that every week, but this week it's just on Butch Jones. Come on back on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to the Carolinas, no job is too big for Benedict Construction. Patios and decks, custom remodels, even custom homes. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.